So I'm just going to hop right in with what I'm feeling today. And overall, the message is just about heart-based leadership. And I feel like there's going to be or there is a shift. There's starting to be a shift in heart-based leadership, or the desire for more heart-based leaders. So kind of like the supply and demand, what people are looking for is starting to become like more quality over quantity type of thing. And not even that, but with quality comes pure intention, a good hearted nature, and really being kind of down to earth. And I feel like that is what people are looking for now, or starting to look for. And with that, there's already been leaders, whether it's in the spiritual community or in your gift or in your purpose or whatever, that have already been operating like that have felt like you haven't been seen or recognized because you're not playing the game of like the Matrix or everybody else, or you're not scheming and scamming and doing all, saying this and saying that and worrying about XYZ that doesn't really matter to you. You've already been doing that, but I guess it has felt like there hasn't been anybody really caring about how much you care. And you see other people kind of getting raised up that are like almost BS. And it's been feeling a bit like, well, what's the point of me going the straight and narrow if that's not going to get me anywhere? But if you're resonating with this so far, like, you can't help yourself. Like, you're naturally a good leader, and you're naturally a heart-based leader. And so I just feel like it's coming a time where it's kind of like first should be last, last should be first type of energy. Okay, kind of write that down. First, last, last, first. Because it's like almost like you've been pushed to the front lines now, and you've been prepared for this. But what does this look like? What does this feel like? And what type of like community is being built now? It's just a more genuine one for sure, where people are more willing to listen to a longer video if they can sense that your intentions are good, and you're trying to actually be helpful instead of trying to sell you a dream or sell them a dream, whichever way we're looking at this, whether you're the consumer or the creator. But I'm really talking to the creators and the leaders, and I think you'll start to notice maybe a difference in the vibration of society and what's important. And even within yourself, you're going to start catching yourself whenever you're kind of leaning out of the heart, or like even more into your head. Because I'm not even saying necessarily that it is good versus bad or anything like that, or this versus that. I'm kind of saying like heart versus head almost. And yes, they need to be in alignment, but I feel like a lot of times we can come from a place of overthinking and rationalizing what is the best strategy, how do I get to my goal in as few steps as possible. Very analytical, and I'm for sure very analytical. Y'all, I'm an Aquarius. So even me working on not overthinking even the message, or not trying to analyze the message, and getting into my heart space, like, what do I feel? What is the feeling I'm getting, and speaking from that, and even letting go of the worry that I don't have the whole message when I press record, or trying to come away from that and just letting God take over, letting source take over, letting the channel happen and letting it flow, and stepping more into my heart, less thinking, more feeling type of energy. So I was saying that not necessarily switching off your brain, but how do you lead, and what is your priority in your leadership? I can sense that it always has been with good intention and from the heart, but now we're allowing ourselves to fully step into a more heart-based style of leadership, whether that's teaching, whatever you're doing, whether it's writing, and just like letting you feel the vulnerability, feel the emotion, and lead from that, and not worrying about, does this make sense on paper? Is this strategically correct? Will I be able to make money from this? And like I'm saying, I'm not saying that we're not thinking about the money in the future or like, can we survive off this? But that's not the main point, because beyond that is our self-fulfillment, is your heart, is what you're doing bringing you joy, and then understanding that like the riches will be added unto you after, right? Like that, seeking the kingdom, seeking the inner. Yeah. So the more people who are heart-based, the more people who are like looking within and making sure that everything feels in alignment for you, then trusting that the right people will come, the right community, the right resources, and help and support will come along with that. The more we can trust that, and the more we start to see that, the more this type of leadership and the more this type of way of going about things will grow, I do believe. So that's just what's been on my heart for the past couple days. And even not even worrying about the setup, how does it look? I want to be comfortable, not being over worried about my delivery and will people get it. It's like, hey, I just have to speak what's on my heart in the way that I feel like it should come out in that moment, and not be too worried about the lighting, the location. Are you going to watch for the whole however long I speak? Do I want to narrow it down to 10 minutes since people's attention span is only 2, it seems like, because they're so used to TikTok scrolls and quick messages. Like, I can't worry about that. Like, I and my brain need to let all that go and just speak from the heart and let my heart be the guide. And if that means that I am going to just sit and relax and let whatever energy I'm in for that day be the energy I'm in for that day. And if I want to yap for a whole 30 minutes, the people who are supposed to listen to the message and hear it and get it and resonate with it, they will sit through and they will be the ones that comment. And that's the community I want. And that's more heart-based, and that's without so much strategy. That's without checking the analytics afterwards, because it's not even about that. And so coming out of our heads and down into our hearts, that is going to be who are going to be on top. And I'm just keeping on thinking like, first should be last, last should be first. And you felt like you've been last for a long time if you're resonating with this. Like, dang, it just feels like no matter, you're so, I'm not gonna say innocent and pure. Like, I don't want to make it sound like that. I got a little pressure in my ear. But you know the difference between, and I know you can feel it for sure if you're watching this, the difference between somebody who has an agenda and wants something from people and is just doing something for that transaction, versus people who are actually doing it from a place of genuine care. They want to see actual transformation, or they create the thing from a sense of love. It brings them joy and fulfillment. They're not doing this to get anything from anybody. You know the difference in that vibration. And it seemed like in the past, a lot of people were not able to pick up that vibration. We're not able to see like, oh, these people, this person is full of, or like they don't really have my best interest at heart. But now I think we're starting to see people catch on, or even just desire a dynamic where their feelings aren't getting played with. They're not just interacting with people who want something from them, and they would want more genuine relationships and connections and more authentic community. So it sounds like it's our time to shine, your time to shine, especially if you feel like you're a heart-based leader, whether you've always been doing something from the heart, like, and you just love what you do, and there's nothing, like, you're not worried about what other people think and feel, and it's just all about you, and that's fine. Or like, you genuinely want to see people thrive and do better, and you want to help, and you don't want it to be transactional, and you're not out to gain anything. And so I think that's the other part of it. When you are so in love with giving, almost, I think that's going to be a part of the almost like new set of leaders, who are going to be more I don't want to say pedestalized, but like more in the forefront, is when like there's a heart to give, and you just, I'm not saying love giving so much, but when it makes you happy to give your heart to somebody else, when it makes you happy to see other people happy, when it genuinely just makes you happy to share your voice, share your talents, it's like you're fulfilling yourself by doing the thing. And that means you don't need something from somebody else, right? If the act of you doing the action is fulfilling you, then what could you possibly want from anybody else? And that energy alone is kind of like this law of attraction energy. Because we talk about a lot of things over here, y'all. So it would be open to the flow. That might be another part of it as well. So hopefully I don't forget that. I think that's going to be in the other video, because I do have another video that I want to say or talk about being multifaceted. And I was saying that, I talk about a lot of different things. Where was I going with that though? Giving from the heart. I got to think about what I was saying. I was saying the law of attraction, whenever you are doing something and it's self-fulfilling, and like you get so like amped up and excited, and you just feel with so much like love and joy and peace or whatever in doing the thing, like, and the doing of the thing is what makes you happy. Once it's done, you're not looking for someone else to reciprocate anything. You don't need anything else from anybody. And believe it or not, that's what makes other people want to give to you. But I don't think that's something you need to know, or like you already know that. That's what I'm trying to say. So I just feel like that's what's coming. And if you felt like you've been like doing your part and what you need to do, and you've been in your calling and you've been doing it in a way that you feel like is with good intention, the motive is pure, but you've also been feeling like, or almost tempted to go in a direction to where you get more feedback or reciprocity, is very tempting to emulate other people who are, going a different route or saying certain things or producing and creating different things that aren't quite in alignment with. I'm burping. I never burp until I get on this camera. I promise you I don't. But it can be tempting to fall out of alignment with your heart, is what I'm trying to say. And I encourage you to hold your stance. Keep your heart posture in the right direction, and not really fall for what it looks like other people are gaining. Ooh, that's a good point. You don't know what people have to do to get to where they are. And I guarantee you probably wouldn't be willing to do half the things that they're willing to do, because they're chasing and they're running and they're doing this and doing that. Like, you don't know what the other side of that looks like. You don't know what their nights look like. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know any of that. All you know is based off what you think you see. So being completely in alignment with your own heart lets you know that you are, whenever you get to where you're going, or you get the community, you did it in the right way. You know that you didn't scheme and scam, and that sets you up for a longevity. So your foundation and your motives and your intentions have set you up to just go up and up and up and up. So you don't have to worry about a crash. It's kind of like you don't have to worry about the tabloids and like people pulling up your tweets from, circa 2016. Like, you've always been genuine and kind with good motives and intentions, and it hasn't been easy, but it will be worth it. And it's always been worth it to be yourself, right? It's always been worth it to even if you didn't get the clout or the attention or the love or the reciprocity, like it's still worth it to always be yourself and be genuinely as helpful as you can and valuable. So yeah, the heart-based leaders and heart-based leadership, even if it's at a job, we need more people who have hearts at work, right? In careers, as CEOs, as bosses, in Fortune 500 companies. Like it's enough of people taking advantage. I just saw a post about nonprofits and how the employees of the nonprofits make like $20 an hour, $30 an hour, while the top of the top is making six figures, 200,000, 300,000. And I'm not saying like there's anything necessarily wrong with that structure. I'm not really going into that at all. That it does sound unfair, I will say, but you can almost guess and bet that the person at the top is not a heart-based leader, because they would see and feel that that doesn't feel right. So anyways, whether you're in an actual career or not, or we're talking more spiritual, or we're talking more creative, from the heart, from the heart, from the heart. And people are going to be looking for the heart-based leaders, someone they can trust, and someone who is genuine. So I encourage you to keep on being you. And before you do anything, I would ask yourself, am I letting my brain, my mind, my ego take over and make me make decisions or do things that I wouldn't be proud of? Or do I feel anxiety? Do I feel like I need to hurry up? Are there pressures that are making me act out of alignment with my heart? Are there things in this present moment that are overriding what my heart knows to be true? And am I just going based off what I see, what I think? Or are we allowing our heart to have a say at all? Are we allowing ourselves to be vulnerable? Are we allowing ourselves to do things that are just fun and purely fun, that have nothing to do with anybody else? Or is everything I do a transactional thing? If everything you do is transactional, think about that and ask yourself why, and are you truly fulfilled? Even if you are getting your needs met, like, does that fulfill you? Like, is that something you truly want? Transaction? Maybe. But if it's everything you do, maybe not. So anyway, I think that was it. Heart-based leaders will be pushed forward for sure. And if you already feel like you are one, just keep on being you, keep on keeping on. And I hope to see you in some of these comments. I would love to hear what you have to say if you made it this far. I want you to put like a handshake emoji. Do y'all know what that emoji is when they're like this? Put that in the comment section if you made it this far. And if you have anything to say, I would love to hear your opinion or your thoughts, or if you've noticed this in any other spaces, or are you still noticing the clinging to an old paradigm. I think I'm starting to see like more of the right people come to the front, and it's almost like they're untouchable, because they are. When you have nothing to hide, nothing to prove, and everything you've done is for love, you won't be able to be taken down. You've built it on a foundation of love. So right now on the clock is 143, and usually I wouldn't think anything of that, but a lot of people say 143 is the symbolism for I love you. So I love you so much, and I usually don't say that, and it just turned 144. Anyway, not the point. I saw it right on time. I don't say I love you a lot. I don't say that. I'm an Aquarius, remember? So it feels weird to say. But if you're here and listening, I appreciate you for listening for sure. And I value your time, and hopefully this resonated and you took something from it genuinely. So I will wrap it up right there. I'll see you on the next video.